Hey there, have procrastination, perfectionism, or self-doubt still stealing your dreams? What if you could finally finish that one project, your book, your course, your podcast in just 12 weeks? That is exactly what we do inside the Delay to Daily Action course, a proven system to help you plan, focus, and follow through. And right now, it's 15% off until the end of the year. Don't wait for the perfect time because this is your time. Click in the link in this episode show notes to start turning delay into daily action. And I'll see you in the course. Today's episode is simple but powerful. You'll never lose if you keep showing up. This realization has carried me through every invention, every pivot, and every season when life felt heavy. So let's jump right into it. Welcome to the Minute Mastery Podcast, a conversational productivity and time management podcast where busy authors and entrepreneurs are inspired to create time for what truly matters. I'm your host, Ngozi Edema. I'm a time management coach, writer, and entrepreneur. Here, you are encouraged to turn your minutes into milestones and to create at least 1 hour a day working on your goals without feeling overwhelmed. And since you are here, I thought I'd let you know of a storybook to gift your favorite kids. Once upon a time, and they lived happily ever after. Children love those phrases. I love them too, and I suspect you may love them too. As a mom, I've spent hours reading and listening to my children read their favorite stories. And now I write stories too. Here is one of them you may want to check out. The Proud Sunflower. It is the story of Princess Sanzu, the Sunflower Princess, a princess loved by all, but who got into trouble. Within the pages of The Proud Sunflower, you encounter what real beauty is. Your kid will love the beautiful story and powerful illustrations. The Proud Sunflower serves as a gentle reminder that we all need to stand on the shoulders of others to succeed. So, read this story with your little ones and allow it to illuminate the universal language of empathy, forgiveness, and personal growth. The Proud Sunflower is a top book of parenting, morals, and responsibility, and it's available on the Kindle store and on paperback formats. Excellent for beginner readers. Click in this episode show notes or in the description on YouTube to order yours. And check out my other storybooks to read with your kids, or gift a child a storybook if you do not have kids of your own. When I hear people tell me they are losing because they don't seem to see any progress, most of the time they are not losing, they are learning, they are leveling up or getting ready for the next breakthrough. But because progress is internal, if you cannot see it and you're not tracking it, you may think nothing is happening. Maybe I'm failing. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. But here is what I have learned as a mom, writer, and business owner, and someone who has hit burnout more than once and experienced setback multiple times. The real failure isn't slow progress. The real failure is disappearing and never showing up, stopping, pulling back completely, because when you keep showing up, even imperfectly, you are still in the game. Why do we sometimes give up or stop showing up? So let me take you back to a season in my life. Years ago, I was working a full-time job with 1 hour commute each way. That is about 10 hours gone every day before cooking, cleaning, bedtime routines, laundry, and the endless mom, can I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. It was also a season in my life when I believed I was committed to my dreams, but my actions told a different story. I thought I had figured it out, but my strategy and perhaps my attitude was not right. I told myself, because I was also in a season of writing a book, I would do 1 chapter a day. That was the plan. A whole chapter every single day. It sounded ambitious. It sounded productive. It sounded like the kind of discipline successful writers talk about. But guess what? I didn't write a chapter a day. I didn't write a page a day. Most days, I didn't write anything at all. And for a long time, I wrote nothing at all. I shamed myself for it. I said things like, why can't you stay consistent? Other people are writing books. Why can't you? You are always behind. But here is what I understand now. It wasn't that I wasn't capable. It was because I set the bar so impossibly high that my brain said, why do you even need to start? A full chapter felt unreachable when I was exhausted, carrying the weight of motherhood, work, life, commute, cleaning, cooking, and a mind full of self-doubts. One chapter a day, I was setting myself up for failure even before I set out. But one paragraph a day would have been more realistic. I could have done that even on the days when my motivation was hiding, even on the days when my kids needed everything from me, even on the days when life felt heavier than usual. If I had simply said, just show up and write one paragraph, that would have made a difference. The book would have been done much sooner. The shame would have been less. The confidence would have grown slowly, daily, gently. But instead, I allowed the intimidating size of the dream to convince me not to start at all. So when I tell you, you never lose if you keep showing up, I'm not speaking as someone who always showed up. I'm speaking as someone who didn't, and I learned from it. Someone who let perfectionism steal years of creative progress. Someone who let all or nothing thinking kill momentum. Someone who waited for the big perfect moment and missed hundreds of small imperfect ones that were more than enough. But here is the beautiful thing. You can always begin again. Your creativity doesn't expire. Your writing voice doesn't disappear. Your dreams don't punish you for being human. The moment I stopped aiming for a chapter and started aiming for a paragraph, everything changed. A paragraph turned into two turned into a page turned into a chapter. And the momentum I dreamt of began to flow naturally. Because showing up, even in small, humble ways, creates progress that pressure never will. So, if you are in a season where you are feeling stuck, ashamed, inconsistent, or feeling left behind, please hear me out. You are not failing. You are just expecting yourself to run before you are willing to walk. That reminds me of children. Let's borrow a cue from a child learning to walk. Have you ever watched a child learn to walk? It's one of the most beautiful lessons in persistence you will ever see. They pull themselves up, they wobble, they fall, they try again. No shame, no comparison, no crying that they can't run yet. Their whole focus is on trying, not performing. And the parents, they are there clapping and celebrating every tiny attempt. Then one day, without any warning, after all those little falls and tiny victories, the child finally takes their first real step. And eventually, with time and confidence, they can even run. Not because anyone pushed them, but because walking became natural. And you remember how the moms and dads will proudly share, look, she's walking. Come and see what he can do now. That joy, that celebration, that encouragement matters. So if you are in a season of creating something for yourself, get your own cheerleaders like a child. People who will clap for your tiny steps. People who will remind you that falling is part of learning. People who will see your strength even when you are feeling wobbly. Everyone needs a dose of cheering. And trust me, there will be people out there somewhere who can cheer you all the way to completion. Because just like a child taking their first steps, your journey doesn't begin with a run. It begins with trying to walk. It begins with humble, steady, consistent walking and the right voices cheering you forward. Lower the bar a little bit if you need to. If you think you've created something that is too high, that is beyond your reach, if you think that you've created something that will not allow you to walk steadily, give yourself permission to take the smallest step possible. Because the day you choose to show up, even for 5 minutes a day, everything begins to shift. You never lose if you keep showing up. I am proof of that. So, let's take a look at what showing up could look like in real life. But first, let's look at what it does not mean. Showing up does not mean perfect, doing everything, never missing a day, always having the energy, knowing the whole path. But showing up means taking the next doable step, honoring your commitment, not your mood, being willing to start again after a messy week, choosing progress over performance, trusting the process even when results are slow. Sometimes showing up is sending one email, editing one page, tidying your workspace. saying no to anything that drains you, choosing to rest. I love this. Choosing to rest so you can return stronger. Every small step counts. Every small win stacks. Every return builds resilience. And if you are ready to start taking action and start doing, I am inviting you to download my free 7-day sprint workbook. It is built on one idea. You don't need a perfect plan, you just need 7 days of small wins. Inside, I guide you through one small action a day, a brain dump and clarity reset, a simple priority system, the daily 3 method, reflection prompts that helps you build your confidence. It's short, it's simple, it's powerful. And the best part, it's free to download. If you've been listening today and thinking, I just need something to help me start, this is that something. Go over to this episode show notes to download your free copy today. And here is why you will never lose. You are human. Kids get sick, work gets overwhelming, your energy dips, your motivation crashes, your confidence wobbles. That makes you human. But as long as you return, even after a week, a month, or a year, although I don't recommend you waiting for a year, you are still moving forward. Momentum loves consistency, but it also responds beautifully to the restarts. And that is why you will never lose if you keep showing up. Because the person who keeps coming back, the person who refuses to quit, that person is unstoppable. So here is a reminder for you this week. If you are listening right now thinking, I am behind, I should be further along now, my dreams are taking too long, I want you to take a deep breath right here, right now, and hear me when I say this. You are not behind. You are not late. You are building something meaningful in a real life, not a perfect life. And your consistency, even if it looks small, is building a future version of you that is stronger, clearer, and more courageous than you realize. Today's minute mastery challenge for you is simple. Show up in one small way this week. Not big, not perfect, not just present. Choose one thing that you can do for even 10 minutes. Write for 10 minutes. Plan your day. Declutter your decks. Make your micro task list, do a 5-minute reset, open the document you've been avoiding, record that voice memo, send the message that you have been keeping, drink a glass of water, or simply rest intentionally. Whatever it is, let it be small, let it count, let it build momentum. Thanks for tuning in to the Minute Mastery Podcast. If you have found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who could use more time in their day, and remember to subscribe and leave us a review. Until next time, you are in control of your time and you've got this.